The day Brenda Collins lost her HOA title, she was standing on my gravel drive with a snap chain at her feet and a pair of bolt cutters still in her hand. 2 deputies were watching her like she was a bad kid caught stealing from the cookie jar. And behind her, the same neighbors who'd been laughing on my grass went dead quiet because my security video was playing loud enough for everyone to hear that metallic clack. My name's Jack Miller, and I run a working farm just outside Cedar County. I'm not the cute goats for Instagram kind of place. This is early mornings, diesel smell, and fences that exist for a reason. A few years back, Maple Ridge Estates popped up along my east line like somebody copy-pasted the same beige house 50 times. Perfect lawns matching mailboxes and a homeowners association that acted like it ran the entire zip code. That's where Brenda came in. First time I saw her, she didn't even step onto my porch. She stopped at the fence and looked over it like she was judging a salad bar. "Hi," she said, flashing a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Brenda Collins, president of the Homeowners Association." Then she nodded toward my barn like it offended her personally. "So, any plans to tidy up the view? The residents can see all of this." I let out one short laugh because I honestly thought she was kidding. She wasn't. "It's a farm," I said. "The view is farm." Brenda's smile got tighter. "We just want to maintain standards. Property values matter." I didn't argue. I went back to work because I've got animals to feed, and my patience has a monthly limit. A week later, county code enforcement called about my barn light being too bright. That light had been there for years, but suddenly it was a crisis. Then I got a complaint about noise. My tractor, at 6 in the morning, on a farm. Then a note showed up on my gate. "Please move old truck. Eyesore. Thanks HOA." It was my old pickup parked behind my gate on my land, and I remember just staring at the paper like it might explain itself. I tried to ignore it because people like Brenda thrive on reaction. But the complaints kept coming in neat little waves like someone scheduled them. My neighbor Ethan Brooks finally texted me late one night. "Jack, you need to see the Maple Ridge group." He sent a screenshot from the Homeowners Association Facebook page. Big, cheerful post. "Community picnic Sunday. Scenic meadow by the barn. Bring the kids like the barn was a landmark in their neighborhood." Brenda replied under it, "Don't worry, it's all arranged." Arranged, like my pasture was a venue. I walked my fence line that night with a flashlight. The chain on my gate looked handled. Not broken, not cut, just not the way I left it. I went to bed irritated, but I still didn't believe they'd actually do it. People don't just stroll onto someone else's land and throw a party, right? Sunday morning proved me wrong. I stepped onto my porch with coffee and saw movement out in the pasture. Blankets, coolers, folding chairs. Even those little triangle flags people hang when they want something to feel official. I counted at least 20 neighbors' kids running around like it was a park. And there it was stuck in the ground like a flag on conquered territory. Maple Ridge Community Picnic. My stomach dropped slow and heavy. Not fear. More like disbelief getting punched in the face. I walked out there fast but calm because the second you start yelling, a Karen type will spin it into unsafe behavior and call it a win. Brenda saw me coming and waved like she was greeting a donor at a fundraiser. "Jack, great turnout, right?" she called, bright as sunshine. I stopped a few feet away and said, "Pack up and leave. Right now." The chatter faded. People looked at Brenda like she was the teacher and I was the substitute ruining movie day. Brenda tilted her head. "Relax. It's community day." "This is private property," I said. "My private property." She smiled wider. "It's open space. The residents enjoy the view. We're just using it responsibly." I pointed at the blankets on my grass. "A view doesn't come with access." Someone in a polo shirt muttered, "Come on, man, it's just a picnic." "Then do it on your lawn," I said. "Not mine." Brenda's tone went syrupy and loud on purpose. "Jack, you're being hostile. Families are here. Kids are here. We told everyone it was arranged." That was the move. Make it sound like I'm the problem for noticing I'm being robbed. I could feel my face getting hot, but I kept my voice level. "I never gave permission," I said. "You're trespassing." A few people started packing embarrassed, but Brenda held her ground like she wanted a standoff. I walked back toward my porch, pulled out my phone, and called the non-emergency line. While I waited, Brenda lifted her own phone and started filming me. "This is Jack Miller refusing to cooperate with the community." I just stared at her and said, "Keep recording. You'll want it later." A deputy showed up, did the tired look that says he's seen this kind of nonsense before, and told them to leave. They did slow and grumbling, like I'd ruined a holiday they invented. I thought that would be it. I should have known better. The next morning I woke up to a Facebook post with pictures from my pasture and a caption that made my jaw clench. Thanks to Jack for letting us enjoy this beautiful community space. Community space, like I'd donated it. Then the letters started. HOA letters. One said my no trespassing sign was aggressive. Another hinted at fines if I continued to interfere with community activities. Fines from an association I'm not even part of. That's when the anger stopped feeling useful and started feeling heavy. I sat at my kitchen table with those papers spread out, listening to my own refrigerator hum, and I had this ugly little thought, maybe it'd be easier to just let them have their stupid picnics and save myself the stress. Not because I believed they were right, because I was tired. Then I looked out the window at the fence line and realized what the real cost would be. It wouldn't stay a picnic. It never does. It becomes tradition, then entitlement, then a problem I can't undo. I didn't spiral into a long pity party. I just made a decision if I wanted peace, I'd need proof. Later that day at the farm supply store, the cashier saw the new chain locks in my cart and said subdivision people. I blinked. Is it that obvious? She leaned in like she was sharing weather news. If you don't have cameras, you don't have proof. And if you don't have proof, you'll lose. That was enough. I called Donna Reyes, a local attorney who'd handled property disputes before. Donna didn't give me a pep talk. She gave me a checklist. Get the county plat map, she said. Mark your line. Send certified letters. Document everything. Stop arguing with mouths, start arguing with paper. So I did. I pulled the official boundary records from Cedar County, printed them, highlighted the line in red, and mailed certified letters to the Homeowners Association and every board member. Simple language. No drama, no permission granted. Any entry is trespass. Any damage will be reported. Then I installed cameras, obvious ones, aimed at my gate and the stretch of fence closest to Maple Ridge's walking trail. If Brenda wanted to perform fine, she'd perform for the lens. Brenda didn't like that. She showed up at my gate with 2 board members like it was a formal meeting. Jack, she said, clipboard ready. The Homeowners Association wants to resolve this peacefully. Great, I said, stop coming on my land. She sighed like I was a difficult employee. Residents have enjoyed that open space for weeks. I laughed short and sharp. Weeks isn't a right, it's a habit you created. Brenda's eyes flashed. If you continue this hostility, the HOA will take action. Fines, legal measures. I held up my phone. Say it again for the camera. She snapped, don't record me. I said, don't trespass. After that, I stopped expecting her to stay in her lane. People like Brenda don't accept a boundary. They search for a way around it. That Saturday, my phone pinged with a motion alert Eastgate. I opened the live feed and my whole body went still. There was Brenda right there with bolt cutters. No misunderstanding. No oops. She walked up to my chain like she'd done it before, clamped the cutters down and snapped it like it was nothing. Then she waved people in. SUVs lined up. Neighbors piled out with coolers and chairs like a parade. And Brenda, of course, carried that same stupid sign. I didn't run out screaming. I didn't do anything reckless. I started recording from my porch, called Sheriff Hank Dawson and said, Hank, they cut my lock. I've got video. I need you here. Hank's voice stayed calm. Stay put. We're coming. 10 minutes later, Hank rolled up with 2 deputies. The music died instantly. Kids froze. Adults held their paper plates like shields. Brenda walked forward like she owned the road. Sheriff, perfect timing. We're having a community event and Jack is harassing residents again. Hank looked at the broken chain on my gravel, then at Brenda, then at my gate. That your lock on the ground. Brenda blinked fast. Well, it was blocking access. Hank held out his hand toward me. Jack, show me. I handed him the plat map, the certified letter receipts, and then I played the clip. Brenda cutting my chain and waving people through like she was opening a mall. You could hear the metal pop. That sound got loud in the silence. Brenda tried to smile it off. Oh my gosh, that was just the lock was old. Hank cut her off. Ma'am, that's destruction of property and trespass. One of her board members behind her whispered, Brenda, what did you do? And right then, the crowd energy shifted, not toward me, away from her. Hank turned to the neighbors. Everyone needs to leave, now. This is private property. People scrambled, stuffing blankets into bags, avoiding eye contact like they'd just realized they'd been used. A couple mumbled quick apologies as they passed me, the kind that says I believed her until the badge showed up. Brenda stayed planted. "You can't do this. I'm the president of the Homeowners Association." Hank didn't even blink. "That doesn't mean anything out here." Then a man from the board stepped forward face tight. "Brenda, we voted this morning, after your last arrangement. You're removed effective immediately." Brenda's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Her clipboard drooped in her hand like it finally weighed what it should have weighed all along. A deputy started writing her information down. Brenda looked around like she expected someone to rescue her, but nobody moved. The megaphone she brought, because of course she brought one, slipped from her fingers and hit the gravel with a dull plastic thud. No dramatic music, no speech, just consequences right on schedule. I didn't cheer. I didn't gloat. I just watched her walk back toward Maple Ridge Shoulders' stiff face, tight, no clipboard power left to hide behind. And the lesson is simple: boundaries don't work unless you're willing to enforce them.